Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Go on Umbral. Come on, face the nice people, Garuda. Today, we are going to be looking at Miss Duality, the personification of yin and yang. We are going to be looking at Miss Lady Equinox. Now, Umbral Equinox is a very potent warframe.
Everything in orders?
Especially with the mod.
Is that a pun?
That's not exactly what the one I was using. But you can use any one of Equinox's augments to a very surprising extent. Now, Equinox in herself is a very knowledge-based warframe that you need to know what form does what powers do what, and have to be very good at juggling with Equinox. Because Equinox is actually 3 warframes in one. So, let's get into the skills. As you can see, she has a passive. Health orbs generate a little bit of energy, while energy orbs restore a bit of health. This is essentially the mod Equilibrium, but in a passive. If you see anything in the build that I'm going to be showing you soon, you may decide, oh, I don't want to use this. I would highly suggest either putting a mod of your choice or putting in Equilibrium to help bolster that. However, I would highly suggest maybe leaving Equilibrium to the side, but if you do want to use it, by all means go for it, because Equinox doesn't really have a way of generating health orbs, and they're very, at least from my experience, not a very common drop from enemies. Energy orbs is very up in the air. Anywho, enough jabbering, let's get into the powers. Metamorphosis. Switch forms, temporarily gaining bonus shields and armor in night form, and bonus damage and speed in day form. Now the one thing to know about Equinox is the night form is very much your crowd control. She's a healer, she's a crowd control. That is the night form of Equinox. The day form of Equinox is very much your damage dealer. When you need something dead, you switch to a day form. If you want to keep your team alive, you switch to night. As you see, Metamorphosis has a duration of 38 seconds. We get 150 shield capacity and 250 bonus armor, my apologies, when we switch into night form. And we get a 1.25 multiplier and a 15% speed increase when we switch into day form. Rest and Rage. In night form, targets are put to sleep. In day form, targets become more vulnerable to damage. As you can see, in night form, you can run around with a covert lethality dagger and one-shot people while they're sleeping. In day form, where it says they become vulnerable to more damage, essentially what that means is they take increased damage for the duration of Rage. As you see, with the current mod setup, we have a 71 meter range. 71 meter range on Rest and Rage, which is huge. Absolutely huge. This compared with the augment, that when you kill some targets that are sleeping, or well, that are affected by Rage, it will actually spread to enemies. So we get the 71 meter range on the initial cast, and when you kill a target, if another enemy is within 5 meters of that target, they will be affected by Rest and Rage for the rest of the duration. Wake up health threshold. What this means is, while they're put to sleep, say if you're using Askeleto Prime with Equinox, and you mow down a target, at 50% health, they will wake up. But if you're using Covert Lethality, you're going to pretty much one-shot them. Damage vulnerability of 50%, again, very good. We're pairing that up with the Arc of Plasma, which I will get into a bit later, and it performs pretty well. And we get a speed increase of 20%. As you can see, there is a very big synergy here. Day form of Equinox is all about moving fast and damage. Pacify and Provoke. In night form, reduces damage inflicted by nearby enemies. In day form, increases ability strength of nearby targets. Of nearby allies, I mean. Don't know why I said targets. And you see, with the mods we have a 22.72 meter radius. A damage multiplier of 0.5. Not the best, but hey. Energy per enemy. So in night form, as you can see, reduces damage from nearby targets. We're going to be consuming 0.2 energy per target. So if there's 10 targets, we're going to be consuming 2 energy a second. We have a 19% strength, power strength increase. And for the duration of Provoke, we will be consuming 1.2 energy per second. Mend and Maim. One of the staples and the main power that many people build Equinox for. In night form, allies are healed with each nearby enemy killed. In day form, nearby enemies are bled and then subjected to a wave of slashing force. Both of these powers are very, very handy. It turns day Equinox into a nuke frame and turns night Equinox into essentially Trinity's rival. As you see, we have a 25.56 meter range. We have a health multiplier of 0.75. Shield per kill, we get 25. And for the day form, we have 150 base damage, a damage multiplier of 0.75, and energy costs per second of 0.992. Oh. Here are the mods we're using. Excuse me. We are using corrosive projection just to lower that enemy armor. Overextended for a lot of range. Prime continuity for ability duration and to offset some of the duration drain from fleeting expertise. Umbral vitality and Umbral intensify, because you know, Umbral build. Hunter's adrenaline. So this mod works very well for Equinox's night form. If you switch to a night form, when you get the 250 base armor, bringing our armor up to 350, this mod works very well with Equinox night form. It still works with Equinox day form, but not to such a great avail. As I said before, fleeting expertise, ability efficiency and negative duration, power drift for more ability strength to equal out our ability strength to the base 100, narrow-minded for ability duration and negative range, and of course calm and frenzy. This is the augment for rest and rage. So essentially, as I mentioned before, killing an enemy while they are under effects of rest and rage, if there's another target within 5 meters of that target, the effects of rest and rage are spread to them. Now you can use rest and rage. Another good augment you can use, however I don't have it, is energy transfer. Essentially what energy transfer allows you to do, while you have Mend and Maim active, if you were to switch form So, say I built up 50k healing in night form. You can use Metamorphosis, and you can still maintain that 50,000k damage when you switch to day form, and it won't get wiped out, allowing you to unleash Maim for said amount of damage. Again, if you have it, it's not mandatory, but if you do have it, I would highly recommend you put an Arcane Grace in there. And the weapons we are using for Miss Equinox, we are going to be using the Arcoplasmo. Now, I tried a lot of weapons with Equinox, and I discovered when you have Mend and Maim active, you really need weapons with a bit of punch through. High damage weapons with a bit of punch through, so you can wipe out groups and quickly accumulate the damage and or healing from Mend and Maim. So I did try a lot of weapons. I did try the Soma, I tried the Tiburon. The Tiburon didn't perform too badly, but the Arcoplasmo just won me over just that bit more. That's the build for it. Point blank, prime marriage. If you don't have the prime mods, by all means you can use the normal mods. That is absolutely fine. Charge Shell, Shotgun Spaz, Blaze, Hell's Chamber, Vicious Spread, and Blunderbuss. Now I know Vicious Spread adds the spread of a shotgun, however the Arcoplasmo fires a wave, and from my testing, Vicious Spread doesn't affect that wave. And of course we are using a custom Zor dagger, but if you don't have enough reputation to make a Zor dagger, another good choice is the Raptor Dart dagger, or if you're just joining the game and you picked up Equinox for a coupon or something, I would highly recommend you go for the Karist. Here's the mods I'm using for my dagger. I did actually have to borrow this one from MASH. We got Pointed Wind, Covert Lethality, Virulent Scourge and Vicious Frost, Jagged Edge, Life Strike, Pressure Point, Organ Shatter and Sacrificial Steel. Why am I using Sacrificial Steel? Honestly, it just offers me a bit more crit chance than my normal crit chance mod. Right, that does it for the build. As per usual, we are heading into Sanctuary Onslaught to see how Miss Duality can perform. Apologies to the people who watched the Necros build just before this. I really weren't on my game. I probably still won't be on my game. So, prepare to see me fail probably. Also, another key thing I should point out about Equinox is depending on the shade and the colour of your energy colour determines what form you start in. So as you can see, as I have the light pink, almost like a light pink, I start in night form. But if you go for whites, like off whites, you will start in day form. Right, let's do it. So we are going to go for that. The one thing about Rest and Rage is you pretty much need to group up the enemies for the augment to be effective. As you can see, it spread to these enemies. And you can pretty much go around one-shotting stuff. It's super cheesy, but hey, you gotta have a bit of fun. Right. Personally, the form of choice I like to use is day form. Where's all the efficiency? I ran into this problem with the Necros build. Ran into an issue where I was talking away and trying to find the efficiency, and I couldn't find out where they landed. We ran out of efficiency on wave 4. Get out of here. Right, get some Maim going. I see you. Right. Get knife, sir. Right, so when we get to zone 4, we're going to do each round in a certain form, just so you can get the gist of what each form can do. So in this round, we will stay with day form for now. Just a rage. Boom. Go for that. Actually, Equinox's passive ability doesn't really offer that much in restoration when she gets a health or energy orb. What happened there? I would highly recommend, if you were to try to build around her passive, but I wouldn't really recommend it. I would highly, if you did want to do it, to use Equilibrium, just to bolster that recovery. Another weapon that would probably work well with Equinox, but I never really thought to actually use it, would be the Optical. For some reason it never occurred to me to actually test it. Especially if you build for... I think it's Combustion Beam. It's the mod that essentially increases the blast radius of explosions. Because for those who don't know, when you shoot a fully charged up optical shot, you do have a small AoE blast. Boom. Where's everybody? Where are you people? Also, apologies for my lack of aim today. Honestly, I have not been on my game today. But as you can see, Zone 3 with 63% efficiency, we're doing pretty well. Right, switch to night form. I can't deny the fact that the Arcoplasmor does work very well with Equinox. Just for that, for groups when you put asleep, the groups that you put asleep, you can just do shenanigans like this. Now you see, we're building up a heal. So if we do get in danger in this round, we can just pop that, and we have a full heal pretty much. Like so. This is very much the one weakness to Equinox using the Arcoplasmal. It's these stupid nullifiers. Yeah, because that happens. They deactivate your powers. Essentially leaving you exposed. Come here, get stealth takedown. Get out of here, nullifier. On the plus side though, nullifiers being the only real weakness of Equinox, is easily remedied if you have a fast fire rate weapon. So as stilettos, the Baza, any kind of assault rifle. We're going to do this next round in day form.
A new data conduit is open. Our experiment moves to a new zone.
Now notice my arcane grace don't want to proc for me today. Hello? Enemies? Where you at? Don't be wasting my efficiency, guys. There you are. Whoa. You guys just popped out of nowhere. No fair. I'm calling shenanigans. Yeah. Go away, non-fire man.
Crucial to this experiment's design. Work faster!
Get out of here. You didn't spawn for the first few seconds and now you want to all swarm me. Stupid nullifiers, man. Get out of here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What?
Generated some usable data, but I need more. Return when you are ready to enter the conduit. Now.
Okay. So, as you can see, besides from that last bit of shenaniganery from those enemies, Equinox performed pretty well. I don't know why they didn't spawn for a few seconds. That's just cheating, but hey, what can you do?
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno armor
Again,
sounds.
there's the build. The weapons of choice, the Arcoplasmor. Again, you can swap it out for any kind of primary. I just use the Arcoplasmor to accumulate damage from Maim. And of course, if you're going to be running primarily in night form and stealth taking down people, I would highly recommend you bring a Dagazor or any kind of dagger with covert lethality and just slay away. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Take care now.